So I had another opportunity to put my drone up in the air. Fun little place here. Got a couple machines working. Got a John Deere shovel or a log loader, whatever you want to call it. Getting ready to load this Western Star truck. You can see in the video that the trucks are running. This truck and all the trucks that day were just running a set of snow chains on the rear drive tires. And then for the processor, and you'll see it here just in a little bit, it's a John Deere, I think 3156, and then it's got a Waratah 624C processing head on it. Once the log truck driver's got everything hooked up, then the loader operator can begin to throw logs on the truck. And you can see in this deck here where the processor's working, he's got some pretty big wood. Some of it is too big for the processor to even handle. And you'll see some larger logs that he gets a hold of, and you can tell that it's just a little bit of a struggle. Normally a Waratah 624, I believe, probably going to be some people out that try to butcher me, but the 624 the 24 stands for 24 inches, is about as big of a tree as you want to handle with it. But like any logger out there, they always push it to the limits. If they think they can get a hold of it and handle it, they'll grab it, they'll go for it. So here's a perfect example of grabbing a tree that's too big for the processor. I mean, he's making it happen, but it's if he was fed a steady diet of trees this big, it's not ideal, and he would probably find that he'd wear out his processing head faster than what he anticipated. But like I said, loggers it's always a measuring contest, if you know what I mean. And the way he's handling this, he's keeping it low to the ground. He has to have both ends of the logs sitting on the surface. You can see one end is on the both ends are sitting on a deck so that he can process it. Like I said, these size of trees, it's not something that he can process day in and day out. Now this tree right here, this is more ideal. You can see the difference, how much easier it is for him to handle this tree. He just handles it with ease. The processor's working exactly how it's supposed to be working. And the other thing I wanted to point out is utilization is always a big thing that we are always trying to push for. We want to try to get as much of the fiber, as much of the wood as we can. His first log there, he cuts a long log, and then his next log, he's able to cut a short log off of it. Now the top that you saw there that he cut off, that's not big enough to make a 2x4, and so you always have to keep that in mind. Your smallest dimensional lumber is basically a 2x4. I know you can buy 1x1s or 2x3s, but sawmills are, I mean, they're set up specifically. So each sawmill is set up a little bit differently, and most of the sawmills in the Northwest are set up to run a minimum of a 2x4 size piece of wood. So if a log is not going to make at least a 2x4, we're not going to take the time to process it and load it up and haul it down the mountain and put it to the mill. So this entire time while the processor's been doing his thing, the loader operator's busy loading the truck. You see the truck now is, it's probably, I think he's probably about halfway loaded at this point, but you've got your long logs and you got your short logs, and you see this short log here, it's not long enough to reach from the bunks. The bunks are the two metal uprights that you can see on the trailer, and then the two metal uprights in yellow on the truck. So you have to have plenty of long logs to be able to fit all your short logs on there as well. Otherwise, the other thing is, if he loads all his long logs and he's not loading short logs at the same time, he's going to have a problem. The trucks will have to shorten up, and they don't like to do that. Log truck drivers always want to try to haul long logs as much as they can. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be posting more. Please hit like, follow, and share, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
No, I don't.
You should, because that would be good.